when I was 20, the band, we got offered a record deal, and then we didn't take the record deal because my brother was still in school, and my parents said, you can fuck up your life, but he can't. So it all kind of fell apart. So there was a drama module. This when I was about 16 or 17. And the head of a Cork theatre company came in and did the workshop with us. And I just had a huge man crush on him. He was so cool, and we just messed around and improvised, and I played, did little sketches with my buddies, and then I would see him around in the pubs in Cork when I'd be out drinking and like playing music, and then I eventually went to see a play that they put on, which was a production of A Clockwork Orange in Cork City, and it was in a nightclub, this very famous nightclub in Cork City, and it was a promenade version, and it was like unbelievably dangerous and kind of sexy and wild, and it was my first time seeing theatre, so I'd kind of busted through all the Prosceni March theatre, traditional theatre, and see this really experimental, wild piece of theatre. And then I just began to pester him for an audition, and eventually he gave me an audition for a play. But I was hitchhiking in France, and I was in a campsite, and they sent me the script to my tent.
To your tent?
Yeah, and then so I didn't know quite how to prepare it, so I just read it, and then I came back and did the audition.
That first time on stage, did you already know, or did you know sort of in that moment that this is what you wanted to do with the rest of your life?
I didn't really, but it felt very at home. Mm-hmm. I felt very natural, and I loved being someone else. I like being on stage, learning with other great actors, doing it night after night, figuring it out. Rehearsals. I think you just learn at a much more accelerated pace than you do certainly doing film and television. I watched a lot of films as well during those periods of unemployment and sitting around, and I spend an awful lot of time watching other actors and watching all the great movies, and again, I think that's a great education. And then I did little small parts in short films, quite a few, and it was in film and telly. It was really, really gradual, like a little part here and there, a little part here and there, a slightly bigger part here. There was nothing immediate, and I think I would have found that quite terrifying if you landed a huge role in a huge movie at 22 or something. I don't think I could have survived that. I've always had less nerves on stage than I have with film, because it's always felt to me like when you're on stage and you have a bad night or it doesn't work out, you get up and do it again tomorrow, and you fix it, you'll be better, and you're better and better, and then but on film, it's committed
forever.
to celluloid for it, and I've loved that freedom, and that you have more ownership of a character when you're on stage doing it, and but when in a one-man show, you have complete ownership, and that was really exciting to me. To me, it's the story, and the medium is secondary. Really, that's always the way it's been. I just follow the story. That's honest. That's the honest answer, really. I'll do telly and I'll do theatre if I think the story is better, or at the time this is the best story that presents itself. It has always been like most of actors' careers are so haphazard and not by design. No, anyone who says, "Oh, you have a career plan," is lying. Like you don't. You're just trying to figure it out day by day, and you never know what the universe is going to throw at you. You never know what the industry is going to spit out next. So you just try and find the good work in that. So I have no dream thing. The dream is to just kind of keep working and just challenging it yourself, I suppose. If you go into a scene knowing that you're wonderful and like knowing how to do it, it's not going to be right. Because nobody walks into a room knowing, I'm going to know exactly what I'm going to do. Like everyone walks into a room trying to figure it out. As human beings, we don't know how we're going to be. So you're always just figuring it out as we go. So, like I think if you walk into a scene knowing how to do it, you're fucked.
Yeah. Speaking of actor biographies, are you looking just for stories, or are you looking for like tips on how they did it, or just a good story?
I suppose the journey of how you became an actor and how you persevered and how you just kept getting up after getting rejected and getting up again, and and then also choices, and like we've all taken the wrong job, and and but that's okay.
Yeah.
You can still keep your taste and your values intact, even if you take the wrong job for a minute. It's okay. So all of that, I'm very curious about that. We'll all make mistakes, and we'll all take the wrong job, and we'll all give performances we're not proud of, and there's a variety of reasons for that, But I don't think we should ever like beat ourselves up, and it's a long road, hopefully, And I read somewhere else when I was younger, I don't know who said it, but he said it takes 30 years to become an actor.
Yeah.
And I really believe that. Like, I really believe that you're just figuring stuff out. You're getting life experience. You get married. You have all of these things are part of becoming an actor, not just being on stage, or being in films, but just being a human being and living. So I think by 30 years, you do have a lot of life experience, hopefully, and you have able to transmit that onto screen, hopefully.